Hey everyone, FPS expert here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the epic world of Ghost of Tsushima, a game that took us on an unforgettable journey through feudal Japan, filled with honor, sacrifice, and the birth of a legend. With the recent announcement of Ghost of Yōtei, the highly anticipated sequel set to release in 2025, now is the perfect time to revisit the story of Jin Sakai and the island of Tsushima. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, this video will give you a simple yet comprehensive explanation of the first game's story, so you're fully prepared for the next chapter. So, grab your katana, steady your resolve, and let's step into the shoes of the Ghost as we recap one of the most gripping tales in gaming history. To understand the stakes of Ghost of Tsushima, we need to take a step back into history. The Mongols, led by the infamous Genghis Khan, were one of the most formidable forces in the 13th century. Their empire stretched across Asia and Europe, conquering everything in their path. By 1274, they set their sights on Japan, aiming to expand their dominion even further. The island of Tsushima, located between Korea and Japan, was the first line of defense. It was here that the Mongols, under the command of the ruthless and cunning Khotan Khan, launched their invasion. Khotan Khan wasn't just a brute. He was a strategist who understood the weaknesses of his enemies. He knew the samurai code of honor could be exploited, and he used that knowledge to devastating effect. Enter Jin Sakai, our protagonist. Jin was a proud samurai, trained in the ways of Bushido, the code of honor that defined his life. He was the nephew of Lord Shimura, the Jito governor of Tsushima, and together, they led the samurai in a desperate attempt to repel the Mongol invasion. But the Battle of Komoda Beach was a massacre. The Mongols' overwhelming numbers, advanced weaponry, and Khotan Khan's cunning tactics crushed the samurai forces. Jin watched as his comrades fell, and his uncle, Lord Shimura, was captured. Left for dead, Jin was rescued by Yuna, a resourceful thief who knew the island better than anyone. Determined to fight back, he confronted the Mongol leader, Khotan Khan, but was outmatched and thrown into a river, left for dead. This moment marked the beginning of Jin's transformation. Wounded, outnumbered, and facing an enemy that played by no rules, Jin realized that the traditional ways of the samurai might not be enough to save Tsushima. But could he abandon his honor to become something more? Something darker? This is where the legend of the Ghost begins. Jin's transformation wasn't immediate. It was a gradual shift, fueled by desperation and necessity. He began to adopt stealth, deception, and fear as weapons. He struck from the shadows, ambushed Mongol patrols, and used their own tactics against them. The Ghost became a symbol of hope for the people of Tsushima and a symbol of terror for the Mongols. But Jin wasn't alone in his fight. Along the way, he forged alliances with key figures who helped shape his journey. Yuna, the thief who saved his life, became his closest ally. Her resourcefulness and knowledge of the island were invaluable. Sensei Ishikawa, a master archer, taught Jin the art of the bow, though their relationship was strained by Ishikawa's troubled past with a former student. Together, they fought to liberate Tsushima, one village at a time. Jin's missions took him across the island, from snowy mountains to lush forests, as he rallied the people and weakened the Mongol hold. Key moments define this chapter of his journey. Jin freed oppressed villagers, inspiring them to rise up against their captors. These acts of defiance spread hope and strengthened the resistance. From ambushing Mongol camps to confronting Khotan Khan's lieutenants, Jin's victories grew bolder, and his methods grew darker. Throughout it all, Jin wrestled with his identity. His uncle, Lord Shimura, represented the samurai ideals Jin was raised to uphold. But as Jin embraced the Ghost, their bond fractured. Shimura saw Jin's actions as a betrayal of everything they stood for, creating a heartbreaking rift between them. The Ghost was more than a warrior, he was a symbol of defiance. But as Jin's legend grew, so did the cost. Every step closer to victory came with a step further from the man he once was. The question remained, could Jin save Tsushima without losing himself completely? As the resistance grew stronger and the Mongols' grip on Tsushima began to weaken, Jin Sakai knew the time had come to face Khotan Khan once and for all. The cunning Mongol leader had been a constant thorn in Jin's side, exploiting his honor, manipulating his allies, and leaving a trail of destruction across the island. But now, the Ghost was ready to strike back. The final battle took place at Castle Shimura, the heart of Tsushima's power. Jin, armed with his katana and the skills he had honed as both samurai and ghost, led the charge. The fight was brutal and intense, with Jin cutting through waves of Mongol soldiers to reach Khotan Khan. When the two finally faced off, it was more than just a battle of blades. It was a clash of ideologies. Khotan Khan taunted Jin, mocking his transformation into the Ghost and questioning whether he had truly saved Tsushima or simply become a monster. But Jin, driven by his love for his people and his determination to end the invasion, refused to back down. The duel was fierce, with Khoten Khan using every trick in his arsenal to overpower Jin. But in the end, the Ghost emerged victorious. With one final strike, Jin brought down the Mongol leader, avenging the fallen and securing Tsushima's freedom. However, the victory came at a cost. Jin's actions had forever changed him, and his relationship with his uncle, Lord Shimura, reached a breaking point. Shimura, bound by the samurai code, could not accept Jin's methods as the Ghost. In a heartbreaking final confrontation, Jin was forced to choose between honoring his uncle's wishes and staying true to the path he had chosen. The game offers two endings, both equally emotional. In one, Jin honors his uncle's request for a duel, defeating him in a tragic but honorable fight. In the other, Jin spares Shimura, choosing mercy over tradition but forever severing their bond. No matter the choice, Jin's journey ends with him fully embracing his identity as the Ghost. He walks away from the samurai code, knowing that his actions, though dishonorable, saved Tsushima and its people. The Ghost is no longer just a man. He is a legend, a symbol of resilience and sacrifice. Jin's transformation from a noble samurai to the Ghost was never easy. He lost friends, betrayed his code, and even fractured his bond with the man who raised him. But through it all, he never lost sight of what mattered most, protecting the people of Tsushima. In the end, Jin became more than a warrior. He became a symbol of hope, a legend that would inspire generations to come. When Ghost of Tsushima was released, it was met with universal acclaim. Critics and players alike praised its breathtaking visuals, immersive open world, and gripping story. The game won numerous awards, including Best Art Direction and Player's Voice at the Game Awards, and it quickly became one of the most beloved PlayStation exclusives of all time. Fans were captivated by Jin's emotional journey, the game's respectful portrayal of Japanese culture, and its cinematic inspiration from classic samurai films. Now, with the recent announcement of Ghost of Yōtei, set to release in 2025, the excitement among fans is through the roof. The sequel promises to expand on everything that made the first game so special: deeper storytelling, stunning visuals, and even more intense combat. The world of Ghost of Tsushima is far from over, and we can't wait to see what's next. If you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet, now is the perfect time to dive in and experience this masterpiece for yourself. And if you're already a fan, let me know in the comments, what was your favorite moment from the game? How did you feel about Jin's choices and the ending? Are you as excited as I am for Ghost of Yōtei? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates on Ghost of Yōtei or other gaming content here on FPS Expert. Until next time, stay sharp, stay stealthy, and keep gaming.